It's the old age, this is the new age. I wanted to come over here to America and show the American public the new era of the fighting Irish, and I brought my whole country with me. If one of us go to war, we all go to war.
What's up, fight fans? Hope you're doing well. Remember, hit that subscribe button, much appreciated for all those that have subscribed, and for those that are coming back to the channel. Honestly, much appreciated. I'm scared this light's gonna mess me up. I've got a light here, because it's uber dark in my room, and I think it keeps on flickering. So if I get up and fuck about with it, please don't leave the video. Alright, quick video. I say quick video, but you guys know how much I talk, so it could be anything. It could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes, could be 15 minutes, which is all good, right? What else is there to watch on TV? Alright, so Mayweather McGregor. Remember that fight, the biggest fight in combat sports history? I say that a lot because Brendan Shaw, who I like, former UFC fighter, now has one of the best podcasts, good stand-up guy, good comedian, has been saying that for ages. Since this fight was announced, he's been going crazy and waxing lyrical about it. And I think, so have a few other people. I've been saying this is probably going to be the biggest fight in combat sports history. I haven't gone too deep into it. I haven't put numerous videos up about it because as an MMA fan and a boxing fan, I think that the idea of these guys actually meeting in a boxing ring is a bit ludicrous. That's because I respect both sports separately, and the idea that one can kind of cross over into the other, not happening. Alright, so look, you guys know what the title's about. Should they be concerned? I think so. If I'm Showtime, if I'm Steven Espinoza, if I'm even Dana White, if I'm everyone that's involved in this fight, I'd be a bit concerned. Look, sometimes too much of something is too much. Sometimes too much of something is too much. And I'll admit to you guys, the Mayweather McGregor first press conference in, where was it? Was it Vegas? I think the first one was in Vegas, could be wrong, I think it was Vegas. I was literally glued to. I thought it was unbelievable TV. I love watching anything McGregor, and I thought this was fantastic. And you know what? You could have said, stop right there. Stop. Done. They went on 3 more tours, New York, which was ridiculously stupid, Canada, and London, which I thought was almost a bit hilarious. And I have to admit, I only watched highlights of all of them. I didn't watch the other 3. I watched the first one in full, and then I kind of had enough, and I tweeted about that, and I watched the next 3 highlights of them, because I just thought, okay, you're just going to show me exactly the same thing. Jokes are going to be repeated. Mayweather's going to do what he does. McGregor's going to do what he does, and it was just too much for me. A bit tasteless, a bit WWE, a bit of everything that I didn't think worked. And the problem was, because it was trending everywhere, because it was open to all the public, because millions of people watched it, it was open to ridicule. And my God, did Mayweather McGregor get a lot of ridicule. And it didn't just come from us. And when I say us, I mean the non-famous people, the people that hide behind keyboards and maybe do a couple of videos. It came from big names. Mike Tyson destroyed it. Max Kellerman, who's probably, I think, the best commentator in boxing today, destroyed it. Even Stephen A. Smith, again, another big personality, destroyed it. Glenn Mercurio, in terms of the people on this side, destroyed it. Loads of people, loads of big boxing names have kind of destroyed it. A lot of the MMA public have kind of destroyed it and said that Conor doesn't have a chance. You respect him, but no. Names like John Jones, big names, big names, DC, some of the biggest names in the sport have said no. And I think that's where it's all gone wrong. That's where it's all gone wrong. What you need to do in order to sell a fight of this magnitude, boxing fans and MMA fans just aren't enough. The hardcore base of those fans just aren't enough to get a pay-per-view number up to 4, 5, 6 million. It's just not enough. You need loads of casual fans to tune in. So loads of people where boxing is their second or third sport to watch. They need to tune in, right? That's how it works. It's just boxing and MMA are big, but they're not that big in terms of a hardcore fan base. So what you need to do is, like I said, get a load of casual fans to tune in. casual fans would have been listening to those big names. So those people that are ridiculing the fight, they would have gone on Twitter and read about this and watched it and seen it and heard it and thought, maybe this isn't the matchup I think. Maybe Conor McGregor, this guy I've heard of, isn't that great. Maybe Floyd Mayweather is just going to run through him. And I think because of that, it's going to take a hit on the pay-per-view. I believe it's going to take a hit on the pay-per-view. And where people were talking potentially 6 or 7 million, I'd be shocked if this fight hits 3 million. I think it will do it, but I'd be shocked if it goes anywhere near Pacquiao Mayweather, which is 4.4. I don't think it does that anymore. I think it's been hurt too much by a lot of people. And I think people, especially hardcore fans, don't necessarily appreciate the almost the gimmicks, right? You can take it from one person, but I don't think people appreciate it when it's two people doing something very similar. Does that make sense? So when McGregor, for example, fought Jose Aldo, it worked perfectly because you had McGregor taunting someone that just wouldn't fight back, and everyone wanting to see if this McGregor could live up to this hype, and it worked very well. I.e. when Mayweather does it. So when Mayweather was doing it, for example, to Oscar De La Hoya, it worked perfectly. When they're both doing it to each other, it almost borders on a comic. Like, I was watching the first one, I was thinking, man, why didn't Mayweather go to Kevin Hart and ask him for some disses? Like, it got that stupid. And I think the fact that it's not sold out, remember this fight's only 4 weeks away. You know, sorry, not even 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks away. We're talking 3.5 weeks away, 26. And like, I've gone on to StubHub, who's also an authorized reseller, hundreds of tickets available, if not thousands. As you can see now, sort of me just scrolling down. Yes, look, the ticket prices are high. We know that, it was always gonna be high. But no one expected there to be tickets available. I mean, I was reading stuff from 2 to 3 weeks before the tickets were due to go on sale, and everyone was like, this is going to sell out in seconds. Get all your tickets. The resale tickets are going to sell out in seconds as well. That's just not been the case. I've then also gone on to Ticketmaster, who are an authorized seller. So they sell both full price tickets, which means basically tickets, real tickets, and they sell resale ones. And as you can see, there's full price tickets still available, loads of them. And there's loads of resale tickets as well, where people just assumed and thought that they could buy tickets for maybe the cheaper ones, which I think were going for like $400, and resell them for $3,000 and make huge profits. I'm not sure about that. People are just not lapping it up. People are not buying into that. And look, again, the prices are astronomical, so I get it. But then you look at someone like GGG Canelo, it's sold out. Boom, can't get a ticket for love nor money. Done. Pacquiao Mayweather, when that happened, there was no big build-up. There was one press conference. Neither man said very much. They just looked at each other. Tickets were sold out instantly. In fact, I remember you had to pay for a ringside ticket was being sold for something like $384,000, and it went. That was Pacquiao Mayweather. No hype, just two very good fighters getting it on, and the anticipation was unbelievable. Even though both were way past their prime, you still wanted to see it. You didn't need this WWE kind of build-up. Hotel rooms sold out. You couldn't get a hotel room for love nor money. People were renting out their houses in Vegas and making a shitload of money just for that, just because people couldn't get into hotels. I think, remember, look, it needs to do somewhere between, I think, 2.5 and 3.5 for it to work out financially in terms of, look, McGregor's guaranteed anywhere between 75 and 100 million. We know, no one knows exactly the figure, but that's what he's guaranteed. Mayweather's guaranteed anywhere between 100 and 150 million. You're guaranteeing those figures. So Espinosa needs it, so Showtime and all the other people in and around this fight need it to do, I think around, I was reading something, like, for that to make sense for them to kind of break even with everything they've paid for, put on all the shows, the private jets, the here and there, whatever, it needs to do something like 2.8 million. 2 months ago, you would have said, oh, this is, the quid's in, is a phrase we use in the UK. Now, they'll be like, interesting. Interesting. And it's for a number of reasons. But I think the clear ones are that people in the know, people that people respect, people that people look up to and listen to have said this fight's a joke. And I think also people were tired of the press conferences. To maximum. I think people were tired of them. The jokes were the same. And I think people were thinking, this is all some sort of setup and it's ridiculous. And I think, unfortunately, it's had a hit. It's had a hit. Those numbers don't lie. StubHub and Ticketmaster, two of the biggest ticket sellers, they don't lie. If people are not buying the tickets, there's a reason why. This fight should have sold out. This fight should have sold out in seconds. People might say, oh, there's resale tickets, and I get that to an extent with StubHub, but that's something that Anthony Joshua and Matchroom over here use. Eddie Hearn, I say over here, you know what I mean, in the UK, these fights still sell out in seconds. People, even on StubHub, they're gone. This is 20,000. This is 20,000 at T-Mobile Arena. Can't sell it out. Mayweather McGregor, it's ain't the biggest fight ever. No chance.